Hey everyone, it's Dane Octane. I haven't made a video in a while, so yeah, I figured I'd do one. So I bought a few Simplex nodes from someone who's getting out of the hobby. Bought three of them. One of them I built previously, so I knew that was okay. I made some videos along the way, just kind of showing you guys what not to do. So there's a couple videos that are out on YouTube that show you how to build your own, how to do things a certain way. If you don't know how to do it, or you don't feel confident in doing it, or in your skills, don't. Just don't. These things are very small. They're very finicky. There's a lot that can go wrong. These videos are going to show you most of what can go wrong. You'll see them going along the way. I kind of point some things out. I'm not bashing anyone's workmanship. I'm not trying to throw anyone on the bus here. I'm just flat out saying it. If you're not comfortable with a soldering iron, no, don't even bother. I'm not trying to stop anyone from doing what you want to do, but there's a lot that can go wrong, and there's a lot of money that you can waste in these things. So yeah, I'll run through some videos here, and I'll see you on the end.
Okay. I bought a couple of these Simplex nodes from someone who wanted to get out of the hobby. I happened to take one apart after cracking through all the super glue. This is what I found after following someone's steps on how to build one. First off, that copper pad right there that he's using as ground, no, do not use that. The coating on this board stops that from actually working. Use this giant solder joint right here. Use that. That is an electronic ground. It's also the closest to the PTT. I don't even know where this guy okay. He's using a copper PTT. He's not even using the right PTT. I don't even know how this thing's working, to be honest, but tag the PTT, that one right there, for a small joint right there. That's your PTT light right from the side. That solder joint needs to be undone. Don't do this. The biggest thing is the COS wire. Ready? Boom. Now that COS wire carries voltage drop, and it's pinched. I'm not even holding it. It's a screw. This board is screwed down, and that COS wire is pinched between the metal chassis and the board. And you guys wonder why when you follow someone else's steps on YouTube on how to build these things and they sound like crap. This is why. Don't do this. All right. After a little bit of playing around, here's what we got. We got our ground, coincidentally, right where that ground spot should be. The first small lug down is your PTT. Don't use that. Just don't do that, please. Your TX audio is going to be that one right there. I don't know what you want to call it. The third one, the third solder joint up from the open hole, or the fourth one down, I don't know. Below this solder joint part, for whatever reason, just creates a bunch of noise. And the RX audio going to the network, is up here. It's going to be the rightmost pin across the top. Just watch out for the resistors on the top and the pins on the bottom. All the screws are in, and now you can see the board is flat. Your COS wire comes through in between those two Kenwood style connectors there. When you put it all back together, you won't even see it. Yeah, so now this one is wired up, ready to go. I'm gonna do my magic and put my my rim max track. Yeah, I'm gonna clean this one up too. This is what came with it. My rim max track sound card in it, and we're gonna fire it up and give her a shot here. Alright, there's the final product. Radio is completely back together. As you can see inside, there's some flashy lights. That is because the rim is inside. The sound card's inside. There's a Raspberry Pi USB port is it's just connected. It's connected to power. It's not connected to Wi-Fi, but it receives and it transmits. It's not connected to the networks. It's not on Wi-Fi. I haven't programmed the SD card yet, but there it is. All right, I took the second one apart now. I cut the lead off of it here. So this is what the second one looked like under the cover. First off, I don't know why you guys think you could take these little brass, the brass screws off of the knobs and off the antenna port, and then put it back together without them and think it's gonna work. Let me show you. This one's missing the plastic piece as well. So when you thread that brass collar on here, let me show you what it does. See this? See how you can't see it in the video, but this wobbles. This moves around. That pulls this tight against the chassis. This antenna port gets pulled against the chassis, and the chassis becomes the ground plane of the radio. The center conductor is right there. It comes through the board right there. But this doesn't even have screws in the board. This no screws in the board, so this thing is not grounded whatsoever electronically or RF. You didn't have the brass collar back on here, so it never pulled it tight, so that it never had a ground plane to begin with. Don't be doing this, dude. This is just all bad. Don't use that as your look. That wire just broke off. That's awesome, but don't use that as your PTT. Don't use that as your ground. Get rid of this microphone. That's going to cause reverb. And like I said in the last one, with the last one I took apart, he actually had to put tape underneath the board because he realized that his COS wire was shorting out. And he doesn't even have the screws in it because he had to take them out because it was shorting out the COS wire. This is just a bad. Don't listen to what YouTube people say. This is what will fry a lot of money. Do not listen to YouTube. I'm gonna do my magic on this one and show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right. One more thing about these little 888S's is this little thing right here. That is a receive frequency tuning pot. That one is broken. I didn't notice this in this radio. When you do these, don't look at this, don't touch it, don't breathe on it, don't do anything with it. These will knock your radio out of frequency and you will be distorted, let alone break it. Forget it. I didn't notice that. So this radio is completely useless. So I scrapped it, took all the screws out of it, and I rebuilt a new one. But I got it all done. It's all fixed up. It's all done the Octane way. Yeah. So hope that helps.
So, as you saw, I kind of made videos along the way, so it's kind of in line of what I did, but I didn't fully describe everything. So I made videos of things that I saw along the way that needed to be addressed. All said and done, out of 3 radios, 3 sound cards, 3 Raspberry Pis, that would consist of 3 Simplex nodes, 1 radio and 1 sound card were shot. So it is what it is. Yeah, there's a lot of bad things that can happen. RF does a lot of things, but the biggest thing is the information that you guys are seeing from these YouTube videos are not the way that it should be. Never operate a radio without an antenna. Use the right antenna, use the correct antenna, use the factory antenna. Even though the factory antennas are not the best, they are an antenna. They're meant to be used for that radio, for that frequency. Never not use an antenna. That's horrible. The brass collet that's on top of the radios, they ground the tuning pots to the chassis. They keep them in place so they don't break off the board. The brass ring on the antenna jack grounds the antenna jack to the chassis to make a ground plane for the radio. Without that, you're just spitting RF all over the place and intermittently creating ground plane, which can cause interference as well as surges throughout the radio. And I'm 99% sure that's what happened to the sound card. It just completely ate itself due to the high RF and the electronic interference. I'm not going to make a how-to video. I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon because there are a lot of them out there. Just be careful of your sources. That's it. I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll put my email address in the bottom of this video. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you think. If you're interested in, getting one, I might be able to make a custom one for you. I don't build them full-time anymore. I just do it as a hobby. That's what it is. But if you have any questions or anything, shoot me an email. If not, I hope this kind of helped weigh your options on what you are thinking about doing. But definitely shows you what bad things can happen with these radios. So, yeah, happy trails and enjoy, guys. Thanks.